What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. I am Ariel, aka Fashion Ari, and welcome to the sewing channel. So today, as you can tell by the title, we are remaking the 2024 holiday collection Barbie. I am so excited to do this. I love watching, I'm gonna butcher her name, but I'm gonna put her up on the screen. I love watching her channel. She does this every year, and this is my first year of sewing on YouTube, so I figured I'd make the melanated version. So I'm so excited. Let's just get into the details and how we're gonna make this. So this dress is definitely leading with the bows. The bows are all the rave this year. So that's made with tulle, and then we have the plaid, I think like tartan plaid, and it's very shiny and glittery. I did go fabric shopping at my local Joann's, and I couldn't find something exactly like this, but I did get a pretty close plaid that will do what we need to do, but I wish I was able to find something more shiny like this. And then the bodice is giving drop waist, very cinched in and with a sparkling material. So it looks simple enough. It doesn't look too complicating, so I think we'll be able to achieve this. And I love what the hair is giving. I'm gonna try to do some type of big hair for this. And I'm also going to be recreating this version also for my daughter, so that's gonna be so exciting. So 2 dresses. Let's get into the sewing and pattern making of this design. If you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you want to see more sewing tutorials and more sewing videos. Alright, and I created this bow too. That footage is lost, but I did create a short, so make sure you go check that out. Alright guys.
I thought it would be easier to create the design with tailor's chalk first on my dress form and then go in and use the draping tape to line the design. These small pins along the draping tape is going to help me when I have the fabric over it to guide me as I'm pinning and cutting the design. I did this because my fabric is not see-through, so I'm not going to see the draping tape. Also, I was going to create a pattern from scratch, but when I discovered how stretchy this material was, we don't even need to create a pattern. We could just drape the design and cut it out as is. As you can see, I am filling around for the pins underneath, and then I am pinning the fabric on top, and I'm gonna pin it all over for the front and back and cut it out after I am happy with the design. So when draping, if there's ever excess fabric while you're moving the fabric around, you're going to have to create a dart so that it's fit to the body. And you could also remove this dart on paper when creating a pattern, but I am just going to leave the dart in. I use the chalk to mark my darts, so when we unpin this, we have a guideline.
dork.
You're a dork.
Oh, probably little Timmy.
I am a dork for sure.
You're not dork.
I dork.
You're a dork.
So this is gonna fit.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Thank you, baby. The front and back bodice are now sewn together. We have to now add that draped tulle that goes across the Barbie's bodice into the side opening. I did a base stitch to keep the tulle together. Now we're going to add this piece in between the side front and side back. Now I'm going to cut a lining for the bodice so it has a clean finish. I'm using the same fabric because the other side of it is a soft satin and it'll just look the same on the inside, so I turned it backwards to cut the lining. Now let's cut the skirt. I'll show you how to add the bodice lining later. I used one of my circle skirt patterns folded in half. I had to do it this way and adjust as I go because this fabric wasn't wide enough. Now that the skirt is fully assembled and serged on the inside, we are going to pin the bodice waist to the waist of the skirt. I added the side invisible zipper off camera. This is when we're going to add the lining. Yo, the thread stopped a long time ago. Clearly you can see. I thought I was sewing this whole time. The thread literally stopped right here. So that sucks. The neckline lining is now attached, so we will do a top stitch to give it a clean finish. Closing up the armhole lining was a little bit confusing. I pinned down the fabric together so I don't get confused, and then I flipped the armhole sides inside out, like right sides to right sides. It's a little complicating. I hope you can understand it as you're watching it. The lining is now in. That looks so beautiful, and let's get into the bow. I realized after the dress was done that the bow was actually sewn into the side back of the dress. I'm so disappointed I didn't do it that way, but I just draped it over my body and draped it over the skirt and hand sewed it on. We're just going to skim through my daughter's dress. I used one of her dresses she already has. This one fits her well, so I literally copied those measurements and just cut a circle skirt and cut a one-shouldered bodice. I included the measurements of the bow here, and that's about it. Her dress literally took a couple hours to sew. Some things I would change is to add a petticoat under the skirt, also sew the bow into the side seam, and I think I would have done the bodice at the natural waist and also added boning. Let me know what you guys think.